Hello, my name is Akiron. I'm Greek. I live in Greece. Greek born and bred, if as you would say. If you're watching this clip, you have probably seen the trailer for the new Christopher Nolan movie, which is an adaptation of the Greek poem Odyssey. This is an ancient piece of literature written thousands of years ago. It's very extensive and very hard to read. And there have been a few adaptations so far in time. The first one, I think, was with Kirk Douglas a long time ago. It happens to be my favorite one as well, because they did their best with what they had to work with at the time, which I really appreciate. But this is about this Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. I totally get, I really get it, why and how someone as uncultured and uneducated as Christopher Nolan cannot possibly comprehend the concept of mythology, what mythology is, what tradition is, what history is, what we call lore for a nation or a country. I get it. What I don't get is why he has to be that disrespectful to an entire nation. I don't get it. What I do get, what I know that he definitely understands, is what mythology isn't. And it's not a movie script. If someone will write a movie script now for let's say for Christopher Nolan, present it to him, they'll tweak things around, change a character's ethnicity or race or gender or this and that in the movie to make it work. That's great. But mythology is not a movie script. Mythology is stories written thousands of years ago, and they should be used as given without changing a thing. If you like a story and want to make a movie out of it, great. If there's something in the story you don't like, don't make the movie. You cannot change something in someone else's mythology. Do it in your own material. Okay, you have a little bit of history in the USA, like a few hundred years, 200, 300, 400 years. Okay, make a movie about that. Make a movie about General Custer, the famous general, who killed himself marching against a vast number of Indians. Okay, replace every character in this story with a black actor, which is pretty much every character. Make General Custer a gay, Asian, old person who is in love with an Indian boy or something. Why don't you do that? Oh, that's right, because that's American. Okay, but it's fine to do that with foreign material, obviously. I'm very disappointed there are people like that. I would very much like to call a number of names Christopher Nolan, because he deserves it, but I won't. I can't tell you not to go and watch the movie, unfortunately. But I do hope that nobody goes to watch that movie. Definitely not in Greece. I hope it doesn't sell a ticket in Greece. Not that it's going to make any financial impact in the entirety of the revenue they will generate on a global scale. Greece is a very small country, and very few people go to the movies nowadays. But at least it's a message. We don't like you. You are insulting. You are offensive. If we had a government, like, every other country in the world has a government, like a team of people, who run the country, usually voted, a prime minister, a president of democracy, something like that. We don't actually have that. But if we did, they should sue Christopher Nolan, and any Christopher Nolan out there who's they make movies about Greek mythology every now and then. There was a Hercules movie a few years ago with Dwayne Johnson, which was out of this world terrible. It was so bad, I vomited. It was really bad. And there's no need. You don't have to be disrespectful to make the movie better, or whatever reason is in your head. You don't have to do that. The story is fine as given. It has been fine for thousands of years. Do not change the story. As simple as that. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Christopher Nolan and the movie. The movie looks good visually, obviously. Christopher Nolan is a great director. You have that grandeur, that he usually you usually get in his movies, However, everything else is out of this world. Um, and the bad thing is that there's no punishment. People in that position, like Hollywood producers and Hollywood directors, can do whatever they want with no punishment. Anyway, well, thank you for your time.